HB 4037, Streamlined Housing Approvals. What Portland Metro landlords need to know now. Hey there, Portland Metro landlords, property managers, and investors. If you've ever watched a straightforward ADU or middle housing project get bogged down in months of hearings, subjective neighborhood character debates, or appeals that felt more like a town hall free-for-all than a permit review, July 1st, 2026, just changed the game. This isn't just another bill summary. It's a practical look at what the new clear and objective pathway actually means for adding units to your portfolio, how local governments in Multnomah, Washington, and Clackamas counties are handling it right now, and smart steps to protect your time and investment. We'll walk through real scenarios, documentation tips, and the occasional "why didn't they do this sooner" moment, because more housing supply ultimately helps responsible landlords with a broader tenant pool and a healthier long-term rental market. Oregon has wrestled with housing supply shortages for years, especially in the Portland Metro. Pre-HB 4037, many local processes relied heavily on discretionary reviews. That meant standards could shift based on who showed up to a hearing or how broadly a planner interpreted compatibility. Result? Delays, higher soft costs, and projects that died on the vine even when they met objective rules on paper. Existing rental property owners felt it too. Limited supply keeps pressure on rents and availability, making it harder to fill units quickly with good tenants. The new law flips the script. Local governments must offer and primarily use clear and objective standards, conditions, and procedures for most housing development. Inside urban growth boundaries, unincorporated communities, non-resource land, and rural residential zones. Tree removal tied to housing projects falls under the same rules. The goal is simple: reduce unreasonable cost or delay while still letting cities and counties set density and height limits that are written down in advance. It's a meaningful win for supply without throwing planning out the window. Section 17, operative July 1st, 2026, rewrites ORS 197A.400. Local governments may now adopt only clear and objective standards for housing development applications. These can cover density, height, setbacks, and related tree removal, but they cannot create unreasonable cost or delay. Jurisdictions can incorporate model ordinances from the Land Conservation and Development Commission. Crucially, an alternative discretionary pathway is still allowed, but only if the applicant retains the clear and objective option and the discretionary criteria comply with statewide goals and don't undercut the density allowed under the clear path. In plain English, the fast, predictable lane is now the default. Procedural protections are big. No public hearing is required. Notice goes only to property owners within 100 feet or 500 feet for projects with 20 or more units. Local appeals are limited to the applicant only, and only the applicant can then appeal to the Land Use Board of Appeals. Other helpful pieces include limits on building permit plan review timelines for 1 to 2 family dwellings, new statutory clarity on landlord and tenant responsibilities when a natural disaster destroys a unit. Tenancy generally ends, deposits and prorated rent are returned, tenant isn't liable for cleanup unless they cause the damage, and landlords must allow retrieval of belongings post-emergency. State agency priority when transferring surplus property to housing providers. Provisions making it easier to site affordable housing on certain commercial, religious, or public lands with density bonuses. And middle housing land divisions also get expedited treatment under updated ORS 92.031 rules. And now, here are a couple of shameless plugs. Hey, if you're a Portland area landlord, come join the community over at www.paroa.org. We've got education, forums, networking, and we fight for your rights at the legislature. And for owners in the Portland Metro or Central Oregon looking for hassle-free management, check out the pros at www.nwrpm.com. Okay, with those plugs out of the way, let's get back to how you can actually use this new pathway in practice. Start by confirming your project qualifies. Most new residential construction, ADUs, middle housing like duplexes through quadplexes, cottage clusters, townhouses, and land divisions or partitions created specifically to enable middle housing qualify. Check the definitions in ORS 197A.420 and the bill text. Next, verify local implementation. Many jurisdictions are still aligning forms and procedures in the first weeks after July 1st. Call or email the planning department and ask, are you using the HB 4037 clear and objective pathway for this type of housing application? What's the current application type and notice radius? Document the conversation. Even though not required, scheduling a pre-application conference remains one of the best investments of your time. Get staff confirmation on exactly which clear and objective standards apply and what documentation they expect. Then prepare a complete application package. Show compliance with every clear, measurable standard. Include site plans, elevations, utility details, and any required reports. For middle housing partitions, follow the specific criteria in amended ORS 92.031, separate utilities where required, easements, one primary unit per lot, and so on. Submit and track everything. Local government must decide under the clear and objective rules or offer that option. Keep dated copies of every submission, email, and response. If timelines slip, your records prove it wasn't your delay. Finally, handle the decision. Approval moves you forward. Denial or unreasonable conditions can be appealed by you, the applicant, first locally in the limited way allowed, then to LUBA if needed. For instance, an ADU on a single-family lot. If your plans meet objective setbacks, size, height, and access rules, the process should be far more predictable. No more waiting for a neighbor to raise aesthetic concerns at a hearing that drags everything out. Middle housing land division or partition. You can now create separate lots for duplexes or triplexes with expedited review, if utilities, access, and building code compliance are documented. This opens infill opportunities on existing parcels many owners already own. Small multifamily like a fourplex or similar, clear density and height standards replace subjective design debates. Some jurisdictions are reclassifying these as faster Type 2 style reviews with staff-level decisions. Implementation details vary. State law sets the floor, but local codes and staffing determine how smooth the ride is right now. In the city of Portland, in Multnomah County, the Bureau of Planning and Sustainability is aligning processes. Expect housing applications to follow more standardized, limited notice pathways. Unincorporated areas fall under county rules. Double-check both. Washington County jurisdictions like Hillsborough are moving quickly on suburban growth. Hillsborough, for example, shifted most housing development to Type 2 review with staff approval, shortened timelines roughly 6 to 7 weeks in their example, 100-foot notice for smaller projects, and appeals limited to the applicant. That's the kind of streamlining the law intended. Clackamas County has already proposed code updates adding a specific Type 1-H application type for certain housing projects using only clear and objective standards per HB 4037. Their mix of suburban cities and more rural pockets means you'll want to confirm with the exact jurisdiction, county or city, where your property sits. Bottom line as of early July 2026, do not assume every counter has the new forms printed. Verify directly and keep records of those conversations. UGB compliance still matters, but the reforms apply inside those boundaries. For existing landlords and property managers, easier approvals mean you can add units without the old uncertainty. An ADU can provide extra income or housing for family or employees. Middle housing partitions let you unlock value on lots you already own. More overall supply expands the tenant pool and supports market stability, good for filling your current units with qualified renters. Investors and developers get a clearer entitlement path, lower risk, and faster timelines to positive cash flow. Synergies with recent federal pro-housing legislation could amplify funding and incentive opportunities for projects that now move through local review more predictably. Many jurisdictions are still in transition mode. Confirm current procedures before you submit. Don't assume full alignment on day one of the new law. Meticulous record-keeping is your best defense. Timestamp submissions, communications, and any staff guidance. It protects you if someone later claims unreasonable delay or if you need to appeal. The discretionary alternative path still exists for a reason. For complex or innovative projects where clear standards feel too rigid, you can choose it. The law preserves your option. Just know the clear and objective lane is usually faster and more predictable. New units must still meet habitability standards from day one, and you'll apply your usual strong applicant screening and fair housing practices once they're online. This reform is about getting the shovel in the ground. The rental management side remains as important as ever. For anything beyond a simple ADU, consider involving a land use planner or attorney familiar with post-July 2026 processes, especially on larger partitions or multifamily. This is not legal advice. Every project has site-specific details. When might the old discretionary route still make sense? When your design pushes creative boundaries, or you want room to negotiate conditions that clear standards don't address. Otherwise, lean into the new pathway. HB 4037 represents real progress toward more housing supply in Oregon. It won't solve every challenge overnight, but it removes some of the biggest procedural roadblocks that have frustrated landlords and developers for years. Monitor your local planning department's website and any code update notices. Engage with PAROA. We'll keep sharing practical updates and landlord forms tailored to these changes. Assess your own portfolio for infill opportunities now that the rules are clearer. And if you're ready to move from thinking about adding units to actually doing it, professional help can make all the difference. This is an exciting time for Oregon housing. Let's make the most of it, responsibly, practically, and with eyes wide open. What changes are you most looking forward to with these new rules? Or what projects are you thinking about tackling now that the process is clearer? Drop your thoughts and questions in the comments below. I read everyone. Join paroa.org today. Like, subscribe, and comment. Help us build a stronger rental housing community in Oregon. Hey, if you're a Portland area landlord, come join the community over at www.paroa.org. We've got education, forums, networking, and we fight for your rights at the legislature. And for owners in the Portland Metro or Central Oregon looking for hassle-free management, check out the pros at www.nwrpm.com.